issue. It might have been the new electric fans in the back on the same circuit as the fuel pump, and that might have been too much draw for that circuit. Now that I've said that on video, it'll probably be something completely different, because it seems to be, once I say something officially, I'm instantly turned into a liar. So after a bunch of different theories on what's going on with the car, you could hear that, you know, thinking it's some kind of fuel sloshing issue. It turned out to not be that issue. I still haven't diagnosed it yet. It was hit or miss, and the symptoms were a little misleading. It seemed to be that the car, depending on the direction that the car was traveling, it would cut out, almost like, you know, fuel slosh or something like that. But it turned out that everything I tried to do in regards to that had no effect really, and then basically turned into, you know, just shooting in the dark, and hopefully, you know, I'd hit something. And it seemed the issue would just come and go randomly. So you can hear right here that it kind of breaks up a little bit, but I don't know. It was just hit or miss when it was going to happen, so it was hard to tell. In the last video I mentioned something about some binding issues. We put on some wheel spacers, thinking that would help create some clearance, but actually I think it ended up making things worse, and I think that was a contributing factor to this accident. If you actually listen to the car right before I loop it out, you can actually hear it actually catch and grab, and it loads the front end up and kind of spins the back around on us. Unfortunate, but I mean, it's drifting. I wasn't mad. so after this point, I pretty much called it a night because I was getting a little frustrated with the way the car was running, and then the issues with the rubbing up in the front. And I had already kind of had, like, you know, the accident due to the rubbing in the front, so I didn't really want to push it much more. And there's a couple times even past that I spun out. So let's kind of move over here and look at the damage real quick and see what that's going to entail, because I didn't really cover it when we were at the track. I was dealing with so many issues, I kind of got sidetracked. But I mean, it looks fixable. I have some over fenders that in the next video we'll be putting on. Yeah, and then we're gonna fix something to do with the front, and then get this engine lack of power issue fixed. I wanted to kind of talk about the rear radiator setup and the results from that. So the results weren't what I wanted. I wanted it to get up to a certain temperature, like 210 operating temperature or 200, and just kind of stay steady there. It didn't really stabilize it. It would go up like it normally would, and then going back and getting in line, it would go down super fast. It would cool it down relatively quickly, but it wasn't the results that I wanted. And so there's a few more things that we can do to make this a little bit better. I got a little curious and decided to run the part number on the front fan. So when I originally bought this radiator setup in the front, I bought it as a package. So it came with the radiator, the shroud, and the fan. Well, after researching the part number, the CFM for the front fan is 900, 950, something like that, which is not nearly enough. Like, it's probably good enough for daily driving because I don't have any issues there. But as far as track driving, I think we need more than that. And then from the research that I have done, they say anywhere from 2100 and up is probably a good CFM fan for, you know, an electric fan or whatever for drifting. So we have one of those. We'll put that on in the next episode, and then we'll fix some of the engine issues. So one thing I wanted to talk about real quick though is Salt City Drift. Salt City Drift was awesome. Everybody there was super cool. The staff was cool. The atmosphere was nice. You know, the guy sending the cars was hilarious. He kept it entertaining. Like, he'd pump you up and then you're like, oh, you know, I'm gonna go full send. So that was awesome. The only issues really with the event is all self-inflicted. I mean, that was one of the frustrating parts, is because if the car would have ran fine and I wasn't having this rubbing issue on the front, it would have been easy peasy, awesome event to get a ton of seat time. And, you know, when you're sitting there like fighting with the car and you're like, man, there's so much seat time to get, and you're like, you feel like you're losing out, it gets a little frustrating. But, you know, all in all, it was an awesome trip. Thank you for everybody that supported me, came out and talked to me, or, you know, helped me in whatever way. So I appreciate it. All you guys that watch the channel, appreciate you guys supporting me and watching my videos and stuff. It means a lot. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.